Spiritual news, brothers and sisters. Spiritual news. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of Covenant, Breaker of Seven Seals. Okay, I'm just going to mention this, brothers and sisters. Had some technical difficulties that we do, so I'm going to give you a brief version. The bottom line here is just telling you that the Sunnis are going to side with America. That's what I told you. I said, the war in heaven, which is the Middle East, right? Be Michael and his angels, Michael and Master Muhammad's angel of Shia, against the dragon who's House of Saud, Gog and Magog, American Britain, and false Israel. And that's the way it's shaping up to be. Because a few weeks ago, I said, oh, well, Saudi, the Sunnis, right, said, oh, they're gonna side with Iran. Now I was telling you, no. I told you that's everything is coming into focus, as I've been telling you for 30 years, brothers and sisters. My words are coming into focus every day in detail, not watch the weather stuff. And that's what you're going to see. Because that's the war that's going to break out any day now. Any day now. Literally any day now. Before December 21st. Any day now. I would say much sooner. Right? And I'm not going over all the details, but I think much sooner. Right? And that's the way it's going to break down. And they're going to make you, they're going to have everybody thinking that, oh, they got to take down Iran and all this stuff, right? I'm going to talk about that a little more in detail in a minute. That's how it's shaping up. So let's move on, bro. Since I want to get to my main subject, my Legion of Demons, I wanted to mention this verse. So I'm going to give you a real short version. I was giving you a short version a few minutes ago. I'm going to give a real short version now. The bottom line, brothers and sisters, is that the Christians are supposed to follow the Jesus 2,000 years ago, that you refer to as Jesus 2,000 years ago. There weren't any Christians before that. Christian means people follow him. Right? Okay. So when that happened, there was a conflict between him and the people that call themselves Jews. And what happened is, hold on, remember, I'm giving you a short version. Real short version. That Jesus had a conflict with them, right? And he told me, he says, well, if you know the truth will make you free. And they said, hey, wait, you can Google this. They said, wait, what you talking about? We ain't never been enslaved to anybody. That's crucial to them being seed Abraham, because that means their whole identity means they was enslaved for 40 years in Egypt. They said it never happened to them. They tell you, we never happened to them. Jesus didn't contradict them. In fact, Jesus was step further. He said, no, you're not the seed of Abraham. Your father's the devil. And you do the devil's works. And that's your nature to do it. It says your nature to do it, to kill and steal. Right? Lie, kill, and steal. It's your nature. That's what we're told. So then they had him crucified. You understand? Had him crucified. Right? And they had the upper hand. So all those people that was following, according, so-called, was following, because they call themselves Christians, they was attacking them. They was having them crucified, Colosseum, eaten by animals, lions, all that kind of stuff, right? This went on until, I'm really paraphrasing, really capitalizing this, right? Where Emperor Constantine, right, he had this vision, he had a war of cross, so therefore he converted to Christianity, but not real, right? He voided a form of, he adapted it, right? But he mixed Romanism with it, and that's why that's the Catholic Church. Because where's the Pope? In Rome. He was in charge. He was the Caesar just became the Pope. Right? And Rome was the seat of it, and everybody had to listen to him, right? If you didn't go on the Pope, you'd be killed. Right? And that's why you got those statues and all that stuff in the church, idols, all that kind of stuff. Because that's Romanism. Understand? Okay. So that's what Catholic Church is all about. The Catholic Church had failed for 1,000 years. That so-called Dark Age in chapter 20. But the bottom line is, that's what rise of the Islamic Empire that kept them bowed up. See, it's a rise of the Islamic Empire that forced them into the Dark Ages. Nothing happens by somebody waving a wand. We see two things together. The Islamic Empire rose up and boxed in Europe for 1,000 years. Right? They broke free after 1,000 years. That Quran said Gog and Magog would break loose. But the bottom line is, they was after each other's throats. And during this time, right, because it go back and forth, the Jews attacking Christians, Christians attacking Jews, and the Christians started getting upper hand. And so the Jews was fleeing them into Islamic controlled countries like Spain. See, because the Muslims, or the called self-Muslims, they would protect them. They still call them people of the book, and they would protect them from the Christians. Right? Spain was put in the so-called golden age. Understand that. But so they was at each other's throat, trying to wipe each other out. And then the 30s came along, and Hitler came along, and that's much more to that than they tell you, bro. They were going to eradicate them all. And all the European nations on there, all the Christians on board with that. Nobody was standing for them. See, it was all about, and the ones that escaped, tried to come to America, they turned them back. They knew it was turning back to their destruction. You understand? So, and this was the 30s. Then all of a sudden, Elijah Muhammad came and says, no. But remember, Jesus already said they ain't. He already said it. It says it in his book, Revelation, what you call Revelation. It says, those who say the Jews are not. They're synagogue of Satan. It says right there, but why? So why are you still supporting them? Jesus told you, his book tells you, everything tells you that they ain't real. I'm going to take my word for it. Right there it says, those who call themselves Jews are a synagogue of Satan. So they're not. They're lying. And they told Jesus himself, no, we ain't never been in bondage. And Jesus, no, you worship, you ain't see Abraham, your father's devil. So what do you need? So why are you supporting them? Okay. That's the question in everybody's mind. So bottom line is this was going on, and they finally, that's what I call the final solution. Because they were going to get rid of all of them. That was the end of it. And the Europeans saying, Americans saying, we just see Abraham now, right? So the Americans are promising all that kind of stuff, right? That was it. Then Elijah Muhammad Papa said, no, and he got the proof, because here we got the history here, 20 years, right? We got persecution, all that stuff. And we're choosing Abraham. And they said, oh, no, we can't have those niggas understand. Because they have a vision, they might come together. And Scripture tells you if they come together, they might fight war against us and leave us. Because they like, they're like a cow. We milking them. We're getting rich off of them. See? So then they set false. Then all of a sudden, false Israel, who they was killing and hating and burning up, all of a sudden they love them. Oh. No, they see they're the true Abraham. Even though Jesus said they wasn't, they said they wasn't. The Bible said they ain't. But they, oh no, they are. See, to keep us from realizing who we are. So they had them steal identity. They said Hollywood steal our image. Because that's what the worst image you get out of Hollywood. Pimps, hoes, drug dealers, liars, fools, comics, clowns. That's the image. So one is to steal identity. False Israel on both sides of it. They're over there stealing identity, and over here, right, destroying our image. So even if we step up and say, we are people say, man, them niggas, man, damn, look at them. They hoes, pimps, you're stupid, ignorant. And they got Farrakhan backing up, say, yes, y'all are sinful, you're wicked. That's his purpose, okay? Understand, I'm trying to get the spirit of what's happening, brothers and sisters, what's going on in the world right now. Why it's happening. Everybody asks all these questions. Why are they paying people across the border? Why are they support false Israel like this? Why don't stuff? Because it makes no sense to you understand the history. Right? So the bottom line is, I'm cutting a lot of corners here, brothers and sisters, because if I explain this whole thing, it would take hours. So the bottom line is that after Elijah Muhammad said they set false in 1948, they was killing them one day, next day was loving them. Because they're there, they keep us from realizing who we are. Hollywood's there to make sure our image is totally destroyed. Because we had the worst image in the world. We're clowns, we're fools, right? Who's in Africa, who's running around the jungle and bone our nose. We got the worst image in the world. And they responsible for it. You understand? And you buy it. You pay to watch that crap. Okay. Right? So, the bottom line is they got to have, remember they still had each other's throat, but they had to be worked together to keep us down. And so far as Israel knows that. See? And they got hold to America's basic secrets of America's plan to get rid of them, but they can't get rid of them until they get rid of us first. Because to get rid of them, then the vision is restored, and we might come together, realize who we are, come together, unite, and then they got a big problem. So they got to get rid of us first before they get rid of them. But they know that the false Jews, false Israel knows that America's intent is to get rid of them. You understand? But they can't do it till they get rid of us first. And so now the plan is in motion to get rid of us. That's why they got people coming across the border, because you got all these jobs. They're going to replace you with automation, but they can't tell you that. But they got, if they start, when they put the machines in, they got to have people to operate the machine, right? If you're flipping burgers, right, they got to have somebody to flip burgers to make sure the machine flipping burgers right. They ain't going to have none of these rich folks out there doing it. The people that's out there on Burger King and Popeyes and Walmart, right, they're doing these jobs. When they install a machine, they got to make sure that the machine is doing it right. That's a transition team. And they can't have you be a transition team, because then you realize what's about to happen to you. Say, wow, who's going to happen to me if I get rid of do this? That's why Brandon Creek was supported. Look around. All the jobs, the maintenance, what was he do? Maintain, what they call those people that did a motor class and all that kind of stuff. And Burger King, all these places, they're being replaced by, you're replaced by those people, because they're the transition team, because they can go back home afterwards, because they're getting ready to get rid of you. But they can't get rid of you without having a transition, because somebody's got to make a transition. And you don't understand. That's why I bring people across the border, because they can send them back home. That's all about. You put everything together. So once they get rid of you, then false Israel knows that America is not going to support them anymore. They in the sea, they're like a minnow in a sea of sharks. That America's keeping the sharks from beating them up. So now America pulls out, the sharks tear their ass up. See? And that's what's happening. And so false Israel knows that. So the point is, they know they got to figure out a way to protect themselves from that. So they know time is running out, because they know that they're in the process of getting rid of us. They know they're next. So that's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they're not listening to America. They got nuclear weapons, but they ain't listening to America. Because what the whole vision is to take all Arabia, not just Palestine. See? But the only reason stopping them from doing that is Iran. If Iran wasn't here, they could roll right through Arabia. They already rolled through Jordan, already rolled through Iraq, right? The Emirates, all of them, we easily run through Arabia. You know what I'm saying? They do it through Libya, right? And that's not even in there. So that's the whole point. But the only way stopping them is Iran. So they got to get America to take out Iran. And America's like elected, right? Because America was using Iran to take them out, but they're trying to force the issue, because they know if they could get America to take out, they can't take out Iran. When they get America to do it, now they can take control of the whole Middle East, and they got nuclear weapons, and they got America by the, you know what? Because they got control of oil, and all the Christians, their whole societal reality runs off oil. And so now they got the Christians. Yes. See, Christians got them, but now they know they got to get this done before they get rid of us. See, that's what urgency is. That's why they keep pushing. Take out Iran, because then they can take a whole Middle East, and then America can get rid of us, and they can't get rid of false Israel, because that's false Israel is a power. It's a superpower in the world, and plus they got America by the oil, and America can't do anything because they got nuclear weapons, and they can't bomb them because they don't want to destroy the oil. Do you understand what's going on now, brothers and sisters? That's the story that's going on. Right? And so that's the plan. So they have to bring creep over the border, because they're about to spring the trap on us. I said those come as a snare. They're trying to spring the trap on us, right? But for us, they got to get rid of, they got to take over the Middle East before they spring it. Because once they get rid of us, then they have to take care of them. So they got to get Iran, take care of the Middle East, get hold of that. So have America on its knees before they get rid of us. And then nobody cares. They all get rid of us. But then they're on equal footing with Christians. And so, in fact, they got Christians by the ass, because now they hold the source refuse this whole reality. You understand? That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. And so that's why days had to be shortened. No soul be left alive. Those days were shortened, we'd be totally wiped out. So Master Muhammad is making his move. See, because what's going to happen is, instead of when they're going to go to war with Iran, and that's going to happen in a few more days, because forces are pushing it. They're pushing it. They said the king of the South is going to push it to the king of the North. So they're pushing it. So whether America wants it or not, and now they got Trump in there, right? So they're pushing it. And so Iran is about to come after them. It's going to wipe them out. But everything will happen opposite of what they expected. So now Iran had a hold of the Middle East. That means Chapter 18, all the economies collapse. False Israel under siege. That's what they didn't want to happen. Because false Israel going to siege, that means it's destruction is near. That's what it says. We realize it. Once we realize that we know we're true to Abraham, that'll be a unified cry. Bring our people together. And when that happens, there's nothing but trouble in Eden. That's what the game plan is. That's the game plan. Because that's why those days be short. Master Muhammad make his move before they can pull off. That's the whole body. So you understand what's all going on here. And that's why Farrakhan decided to keep you from seeing that. Because he never taxed false Israel over there. Never taxed it. See, I mean, he attacked Netanyahu. But because he's one of them. He's a demon. You see? So his idea is to make us not see it too. Because he said we ain't going nowhere. That means if we're not going nowhere, we're not shooting Abraham. He said, yeah, well, we're just see, but we ain't going nowhere. It means call a liar. See, he's keeping the whole thing confused. Like I say, falsehood is worse than a lie. Because who wants to eat shit? Right? But if you mix some honey in it and put some food coloring on it, you might fool people. That's what Farrakhan been doing for 42 years. Mixing Elijah Muhammad's teaching in there, calling it Sunnis and all this kind of stuff. So, hey, it's a golden cat, man, and it's got honey in it, and it's Elijah Muhammad. And so he swallowed it up. It kind of tastes like funny, but the honey covered it up. See, that's what's going on. So that's the spirit of what's going on right now. That's why the urgency to attack Iran, because they know they got to take the Middle East, or the Europeans Christians going to get rid of them, and they got to do it before they get rid of us. They know they're in the process of getting ready to get rid of us. Hope you understand what's going on here, brothers and sisters. And that's why Master Muhammad is those days, because sure he has to make his move first and break their power, because all this power they have needs fuel. And once, if Iran, that's what my God, Michael's angel just breaks the dragon's angels. So once he has control of that means he's got control, or instead of the Jews have control, the Shia has control of the Middle of Gog and Magog now, because they have control of that oil. All the Middle East, they got total control of it. And so if you got 1 million planes, they ain't no good if only 10 of them can run, because you only got enough gas for 10. You understand? Well, I got a Lamborghini, but I only got enough gas to go to the store. You understand? Hope you understand. I give you the feel. So let me move on, brothers and sisters. I want to really elaborate on that much more, but I gave you the basics. I've talked about this in the past. Anybody heard me talk about the past? I haven't changed anything. I don't have to change. Come say it's consistent. Okay. Let's go in here and look at Mr. Farrakhan. You know, you spell it Farrkhan, right? But you pronounce it phonetically Farrakhan. C-O-N. He's a con man. Because that's what he is. He's a demon. Okay, see? His wheelchair. He's senile. He's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. See? He's disemboweled. He's a eunuch. Pissing and crapping in the bag. Plus, right, it's being exposed that he's really a government informant. Him and all his inner circle. Government informants for years. Because they work for the devils. See? They undermine everything Elijah Muhammad taught. See, that's his father. Look at him. That's his father right there. You see the resemblance? The hair? Yeah, he don't have no hair like us. Here he got. Glasses. That's his father. Percival Clark. His father, he missed it. He missed his father's a devil. He says father's parents are white Portuguese Jews. That would make him a Jew. He said synagogue of Satan, right? I mean, a southern tradition will be after works of Satan because he's one of them. He missed it. He misses father's the devil. And the seed comes from the man. So whatever your father, that's what you are. You can't get around that. That's basic biology, but he tries to get around all kinds of ways. Look at it. Wearing glasses like his father. Father's not only that, but he's a rapist too. He raped his mama. How you get around this stuff, brothers and sisters? See? But it says that some people there, a lot of them have got around. They just want to get rid of him. I'm going to play a little of this, brothers and sisters. Just a little of this. Just a little of this.
Lastly, I knew God was going to do something with the weather, but I didn't know what. And I knew there was something else he wanted to do that he wanted me to pay attention to. And that was the war was going to break out. Russia struck Ukraine. What does that mean? It means the war to end all wars has started. Listen carefully. This is the end of what I wanted to say to you today. Love truth. Everything that you look at that was created by Allah is truth. Fight for truth. Do you know how the war of Armageddon starts? It starts with a messenger of God teaching people the truth. Then people fall on either side. If you disbelieve the truth, then you'll continue in your way. Bad. The liars are so thick that you can tell the truth and the truth doesn't seem to move the lie. Do you know why? Because the forces that uphold the lie are upholding the lie with their power. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, my teacher, said, that means they have to be physically. Lastly,
Okay, bro, there's some buffering on that one. And I forgot much of what you said. But this is out of 2022. He's talking about the war Armageddon. So you can play the whole thing. It's so-called Savior's Day. Some notable things about that is he gave it. Remember, he's supposed to be so popular. He got so many followers and everything else. But he gave it as his so-called mosque. Small little mosque. And it's Savior's Day. That's the smallest Savior's Day I've ever seen in my entire life. Right? Remember the one in Detroit? It was like he said, it was big, but it was really in small rooms. This church right here. Right? You're supposed to have all these followers. You can't put that many people because I've been there. I was there when they established that 70. Right? So in a small little, right, not arena, This is Savior's Day. At any rate, right? He's talking about Armageddon. And I said, no, you're wrong. You got to read the whole thing. But he's trying to say, this what's happening in Russia. No, that's not Armageddon. I said, Armageddon's a European war. And will not start until after the war in the Middle East. When he mentioned nothing of that, this was that before the war started in the Middle East. I said, no, that's what's going to happen. That's going to trigger Armageddon. I think I'm buffing it over here again. Well, it's moving a little bit, so we'll see. Anyway, let me see the next part here. And then we'll discuss it. And then I'm going to talk a couple things. I'm going to close.
Lastly, been fresh or smart or scheming with any of the sisters in the class except those that were for me. And if you weren't one of them, it ain't your fault. But I don't need no more. For sure. I don't like that life. I don't like to hurt women. You can't be married to more than one and find peace. I tried everything I could. It ain't working. So if you're a wise man, you leave stuff alone that you can't handle. And I can't say I'm the best handler of that kind of life. But my children, they stand up for me. My children know I'm not a dirty man. And those of my children that were produced from those women, they can tell you what I've done to make them all a family. The only one. And that's why you all should pay honor and respect to Mother Khadijah. That's why every time you see her, thank her for being, to me, a believing friend. Don't think she likes that. What woman would? Well, there's a lot of women that agree with that. Yeah, you're the second one. Not you ain't the first. And the first don't agree with that a damn bit. But if you want to get in the family, you say, oh, that's nice. Until the third one comes. Sisters, don't let men play you while I'm gone. won't let none of these men tell you they're justified in having more than one wife. You haven't done nothing with the woman that you got. Been fresh or smart or
Okay, brothers and sisters. I don't know if you heard what he said. Play it back. Okay. If this guy's not a creep, what is he? Just play it back. Right? He's saying, play it back. I'm taking word for it. Right? He's talking about, well, he don't mess with the women in MGT except those that belong to him. Well, how does they belong to him? What makes them belong to him? Right? He only messed with ones that belong to him. That means that he was sleeping with a bunch of them. See? Then he goes further and he makes it clear, right? That it was hard dealing with all of them. And he said he got children with all of them. Children, all of them. Right? And that his wife didn't like it, but, he tried to make it work. Anybody listen to this clown? Now, I understand people say, well, it's better being near out, but at that point, man, I have to question that wisdom. Because I wouldn't be within 10 billion miles. This creep. Like somebody run down the street and they cover shit, man. You want to get away. You don't want to get any close to him because you want to rub off on you. This guy's a total creep. He sleep with these women. He got children by him. And then the show hypocrite is, you better let these brothers do that to you. You better let these brothers have more than one wife with you. But he did it. And he says it was hard. He couldn't make it work. He tried hard. I know he tried hard. He tried hard until they castrated his ass. He's a eunuch and disemboweled. See, that show I tell you, the consequence has GPS on it. Not only he's robbed the nation because you get a curse, and that's the nature of the curse. Because he was raping those girls. He's taking advantage of them. They said, well, Elijah, right? Well, whatever Elijah does, Elijah's business. In fact, what he does, his business, but he's not talking about it, so it ain't his business anymore if he's going to get out and talk about it. Elijah never talked about it, so I don't know what we know. All we know is what people say. But he's out there talking about it. He's admitting it. He's admitting it. Because he got children by him. See? But we got to respect his wife because she went along with it. Why? He's a man's total creep. Total creep. And he knows the audience. Because if you stoop, if your audience is stupid, you tell them anything. He been telling them anything over 42 years. So they listen to all that stuff. He listen to this. Why would you listen to that crap? It says, who the Lord will consume with spirit of his mouth and destroy when he comes. So he's about to be destroyed, but he's being consumed. Look, I mean, if he got all these, how can he? I mean, he's the most popular man in the United States, right? And he had those old Savior's Day, the biggest celebration they have. Many man march, everything else, right? In a little mosque there. He called it a mosque. If you ever go there, I've been there. I mean, I was there when they established it. I was there Elijah from 1775. It's a small place. And that was a Savior Day. Because it's being consumed. Now let me look at this here. See? This scripture here says, in that day 7 women will take hold of one man and say, we will eat our own bread and provide our own clothes, just let us be called by your name, take away our disgrace. So he said, tell me, just listen, marry us. 7 women. And I said, what does that mean? See, this war It's going to take away a lot of men. It says, at the end of the war, it'll be 7 women to every man. Excuse me. Excuse me. And see, that's a biological phenomenon that more women are more, it's always more women than men. It's not a one-to-one situation. Because this happened back when I tell you about the Crimson Wars. It was a lot of women and a few men. Well, it wasn't a few, it was a lot of men, but the ratio was very high. And so there, a lot of women was, and at that time, right? I mean, the idea was one man, one wife, right? And then when they looked around, some men was a whole lot of women out there didn't have nobody because the biological relationship. It was the women. It was the women that was champion polygamy. Hold on, brothers and sisters. They went to war over it. They went to war over it. Because the women that had a man, hey man, don't mess with us. I said, well, we ain't got nobody. So y'all have to share. They went to war over it. And the men stood back on that one. The women that promoted it. See? So don't put that on the men. The women is the one that promote that, not the men. And we're going to have a similar situation like that after this war. Because it's going to say, it's going to be at that time, it's going to be 7 women to 1 man. And the women, they said, hey, you ain't got to provide for us. You ain't got to, we'll take care of ourselves. Right? Just take us all for a wife. Now, I'm not promoting polygamy. I'm not against it. I'm not promoting it. I'm not speaking against it. I'm not speaking for it. Because that's up to the females. We don't have a law of that. There's no law on that hereafter. That's a decision you make or you don't make. It won't be forcing anybody. That's a decision you make or don't make. But it's telling you right there. That's going to be a situation. So if you one of the lucky women that got a man and 6 out there that don't have one, good luck with that. Because if you're one of the ones that don't have one, then what you going to think? How you going to feel about that? You going to go whole your life without a man? So what's your attitude going to be? So you're going to go and attack the woman that got a man. See, this tell you situation. So this, like I said, this one of the things about the creation, like the Holocaust. That's a factor of creation, and nothing we can do about it. The universe expands and contracts, and nothing we can do about it. This is another factor of creation that more women are produced than men. Right? So how you deal with it? So, and I'll leave up to the women. They decide, because nobody's going to force anybody to do anything. The women have to decide that. They didn't want to decide it when the Crimson Wars, they decide on this. I'm just pointing out to you. See? Now, during Problem Muhammad's time, this was actually forced on the men. Because during the wars, they had a lot of women that was widows and they had children. Right? And so it was an obligation on the men. They had to take them as wives to provide for them and everything. See? So this is one of those things, like I said, we gotta start thinking mathematically, brothers and sisters. This is one of the things, it's a fact. So how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? Not this crap Farrakhan talking about you take advantage of them, because I'm in Christ, you gotta sleep with me, all this. But yeah, I can do it, but you can't do it, all this stuff. So, like I said, we don't hide stuff here. We bring everything out open. My job is to get information. You have to decide what you do with it. There's no law against this or for it. I'm not promoting it. I'm not demoting it. I'm just telling you. Right? So you can read the scriptures there. So when that happens, okay, what will you do? What will your thinking be? I guess besides what side of the coin you on, right? So I got my man, and then you got to fight off 6 women. Right? I ain't got no man. And look at her, man. She walking around. She got man. We ain't got nobody. That's a fact we got to deal with. See, I'm giving you all information, bro. Since I'm not holding anything back, I'm not promoting it. But see, these Farrakhan's are total hypocrite, but these devils hypocrite too, because they practice polygamy. America's one of the biggest polygamous countries in the world. See, when you have, because what they do is they do the worst kind, fornication. Everybody sleeps with everybody. You understand? No limits, right? And that mostly hurts the women, because women get pregnant and then they're left without a child, all this kind of stuff, right? They're left with it, right? And then what happens? That's why when you have a situation like that, you're gonna have abortion, because now, hey, man, I can't take it, and I'm sleeping with everybody. So that's why abortion is pushed so hard. Because if there was one man and one wife, and they wasn't doing this fornication and everything else, you wouldn't have no need for abortion. But now you're sleeping with everybody, right? And the man walks, he see with you, and then he walks away, and now you're pregnant. And what you gonna do? Right? You gotta understand what's the bottom line. Start looking what's the backstory. What's driving this? That's why it's driving abortion, because they practice polygamy, the worst kind it is. One man, he sleep with 10, 20, 30 women, and he's not taking care of them. If they have children, they don't take care of them either. We're going to stand, brothers and sisters. Anyway, let's get to now. Demon is, we used to call it Oreos, black on the outside, white on the inside. He's a demon. He says his father's the devil. I already showed his father's picture. He's a demon. He's a son of perdition. Demon means half devil, half man. That's where it comes from. Demon. Half devil, half man. But Farrakhan is son of perdition. He lies. He persecutes our people. He accuses our people. He's sinful. He's lying. All that kind of stuff. He ain't going nowhere. That means the reward for our going to the Holocaust is the promised land. He said we ain't getting no promised land. Why? Because we so sinful. You don't reward people for being sinful and wicked. That's the backstory there. Because that's supposed to reward. But he said you ain't got a reward. Your reward is you got to stay in America. You're going to get America. See? But you notice last week, the week before, I said, and I'm going to see what they respond to. I put some stuff out this week. I'll see if I bust them with the way they respond this week. I have to respond to it. I said, Farrakhan's lying, because he said those 6 states, if he believes he don't get the 6 states, then he be prepared for it. Who's going to run it? You need electricians, you need architects, you need scientists, you need engineers, you need doctors, you need all this stuff. So if he's going to get those 6 states, right, he has to be having schools training people to run those 6 states. If he really believes what's going to happen. But he ain't doing that, is he? So how you going to get 6 states and who's going to run it? Who's going to provide electricity? Who's going to provide the plumbing? Who's going to provide the heat? Who's going to provide any of that stuff? Because he's a goddamn liar. Right? See? And then, and that's how they respond Sunday. Oh, see, that's what they pay attention. You may be paying attention, brothers, but they are. Oh, well, we don't need to have that stuff because Master Rama's going to bring a new world in with new technology, so we ain't got to be. That's what they said. Check it out. That should have responded to me. Because it says, who the Lord will consume with spirit of his mouth. And who's the Lord? The Lord is the master, to tell you in Malachi, the master of the covenant, the Lamb, who will consume with spirit of his mouth. He can make a soup. That's why he got a little old, his Savior's Day and a little old tent mosque. Remember the one in Detroit? Right? And all you can see is a small little group. He said, the rest of them in these rooms, these hidden rooms. He's full of shit. Literally. See? Literally. But he's overcome. See, he's Aaron. He's overcome. Because if you read the story of Moses and Aaron, when they leave out, right? Joshua takes over the show. Moses not around. Neither is Aaron. Aaron. We know Moses was forbidden to go over, but then what happened to Aaron? We don't hear about Aaron no more because he's a demon. He's no damn good. When Moses was absent, that's when Aaron did all this stuff. He turned the hearts back to Egypt and everything else. So let's go a little further here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to keep this short because I had some technical difficulty earlier. Look at him. Father Flager. What is that? They told me that was what do you call it? What's the word they use? Photoshopped. Yeah, when I showed that's not even a Photoshop. That's the actual picture there. I ain't photoshopped that. Kissing the man in the mouth. And he's the devil. Plus he's a Catholic priest. See? Look, he got his eyes closed. He must be feeling good. See? And this was taken after his family, man. Because remember, he said his father's parents was Jewish, Portuguese Jews, and he said, "We got him. Go out there and Google it." He missed it. And he said when he was a child, he used to love to play the Jewish conch and all that kind of stuff, right? Because one of them, he's got black face. Because he raped his mama. Louis Eugene Grimes, NOI backwards. See? So I guess since he got his ass blown up by Synagogue of Jonah, that Synagogue of Satan, that's his family, they blew his ass up. So I guess maybe he needs some special companion now. No. Do me, baby. I'll leave it there, brothers and sisters. Right. See, he's gone. He's history. Because when this war's about to, it says it's two stages. War in heaven, and then Michael's angels goes to war with Dragon's angels. That's the stage that's about to happen. But it's not going to happen like they want it. I told you, false Israel needs to take out Iran. But it's not going to happen. It's going to be reversed. They'll be taken out instead. See, right now you're going to the abomination desolation period where they're the abomination, a place they should not be, causing all this desolation. See? And let me say this one thing. The thing is that they killing those people over there. Now, I'm not no sympathy for them because they don't care about us, but the point is they kill those people over there, women, children, everything else, like they're exterminating them. Now, America's supplying the guns, the weapons, and they pulling the trigger. Let me say it again. America's supplying the weapons and false Israel's pulling the trigger. So they just as guilty. And those people look more like Europeans than we do. If they wiped them out there, what should they do to us? They already got 400 years of history what they done to us. You got 100 years of history what they did to Native Americans. They already got 400 years what they did to us. And they had no problem doing it to them. So you think they're going to do it to us again? Then they want to wipe us out? They're wiping us out. That's their intention to wipe those people over there. And that's their intention to wipe us out. They have no love for us. You love something, and if you hate something, you transform it. If you hate something, you get rid of it, or you transform it to something else. You change it. Somebody give you a car, you don't like the car, you get rid of the car, or you take it, right? Remodel the car to something you like. And that's what they did to us. They changed us 100%. The more you hate it, the more you change it. If you like the car, I like the car, but I don't like the wheels, then you change the wheels. I like the car, I don't like the color. Okay, you change it, you repaint it. But if you don't like it at all, then you either get rid of it, or you change it completely. You change the tires, you change the color, you change everything. The music, they change everything about it. The power windows change everything because you hate it 100%. They hate us 100% because they change 100% into something that they can live with. My name is John. You got the stupid Steve Harvey. He on the show. These Negroes coming here and their name is Charles. And, hey man, those are real man names, man. We ain't talking about no Kaye and Raheem and all that kind of stuff, man. Those are real man. Because he's a demon. He's a demon. They say stuff like that. See? He's a Christian. He's a demon. And they got a real blind spot when it comes to that. Right? I spoke about that. Let me bring this up in the code for us. I said it. indelible blind spot. See, because it claims when it comes to black people, right, they have a blind spot when it comes to us. That's America. That's why they got pissed off at Jill Scott, because she sang the song like put in the song, right? She told. The thing is, oh here, they talking about, oh, democracy, right? Democracy, right? It frees people, right? That's freedom of democracy, right? Okay. Capitalism enriches people. You work hard, you keep your nose clean, man, you get rich and everything else, right? Christianity, they love everybody, respect everybody, right? See, justice to everybody, Christianity, right? 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 Okay, that's what they say. But wait a minute. Democracy, they were democracy when they enslaved us. They were democracy when they enslaved us. 40 years they were enslaved under these people. Under their democracy that they claim was frees people. By their capitalism, you're right, you keep your nose clean and you work hard, you get all this. We must keep our nose clean, because we worked hard, bust our ass for 40 years, and there's fields and everything else until they didn't need us no more. And we got nothing for it. They fed us shit and beat us and raped us and everything else. That's their capitalism. Their Christianity. We love everybody. We respect everybody. Oh, and they was raping us and beating us and all that stuff under the name of Jesus. You see those goddamn bullshit? Because they sell the stuff, and we the evidence that all that's bullshit. Because none of that stuff happened to us. We didn't get no freedom from the democracy. We didn't get rich from capitalism. We worked harder than anybody else, and we never got any justice, equality, none of that kind of stuff from these people. Got prisons and everything else. See, so in other words, they gonna say that blind spot, like puts on us, forget about what happened to us. How can they forget it? Because that's American history. What happened to us is American history. We are American history. We are American history. We're more American, if you want to put it that way, than they are. But we was here longer than most of them, and we all those things we were exposed to. And they're so-called politicians, they was rapists and murderers, Jefferson and Washington, all those people. See, they're hypocrites. They say, oh man, they put. So what's the bottom line? See, because that's what we tell the whole world. So the only way they can tell the world that is they got to dismiss us. But that gets harder and harder and harder, especially somebody like me talking. So the only way they can do that is get rid of us get rid of all the evidence, and then rewrite history. That's the motivation for it. Because man, we keep saying, but look, we got the evidence. We got the evidence right here. We ain't about that. We talking about we for women's right, and we got women down in the basement raping them every day. We got women in the basement raping them every day. And we don't. So, and people see that I got them. The only thing you do is get rid of women. So then you can say, hey man, they was down there. They was cleaning up. They was cleaning ladies. They got to get rid of us. Or use some other kind of stuff. I was talking about that robotic stuff. Really, and what's left, they turn you into what's what I would call it, total slaves. Who has been total slave, but they were butts. I'm talking the ultimate slave, because they turn you into that thing you see right there, right? Turn you this. And once they do that, they got total control of you. Just press a button. Total control. The way you think. They put your thoughts on a monitor, you see what you're thinking, right? Because you're a machine now. But you still got human characteristics, so they can rape you, make you put things in your mouth that you know, all kinds of stuff they can do. You go, you know how freakish they are, right? And not damn thing you do about it. In fact, they can make you want it, because they got electrodes in your brain to control the way you think. And if you do anything they don't like, they ain't gonna happen, because they got total control of you. That's India. You don't have no family. You don't sleep, because they're gonna give You gotta make sure you have, they don't gotta pay you no more. All you gotta do is keep you energized, keep you charged. It's like a damn cell phone. You ain't gotta pay your cell phone. Just charge your ass. Keep you charged. That's your future. So you keep walking around with your pants hanging down, all this bullshit, that's gonna come to a screeching halt. Because it's either this or eradication. It's this or both. Eradicate some of you. It says get rid of men and keep the women. Right. So was that trying to tell you that you're going to eradicate the seed but keep the rest of you around? And turn into that? They already got technology to do some of this stuff. But they don't know they got to implement it without you before you figure it out. Because then they got a war with your ass. And they always saw what you did with George Floyd. That's why I bring people across the border. The transition team, they got to pull us off fast. Right? Remember COVID? What was that about? Strokes? Do you know why all of a sudden they want to legalize marijuana? They found it causing blacks to get strokes. I already know several people already, young people, that had strokes from smoking marijuana. Also, they want to make it legal. And this stuff they got now is way potent than they had when I was in Vietnam. This is your future. So you can sit around and scratch your ass and NBA and all this kind of stuff. That's your future. They don't care about you. They're showing you how they feel about other people. Look what they're doing to Palestinians. Those people over there don't look white. They care more about them than they care about you. This is your future. You already been a robot to them. So that says you've been here. You're a Negro butt. So now they're gonna make it consummated. Right? And now they got you. No more trouble with you no more. Be a perfect slave. Bring in their electronic reality. See, you don't think it's gonna happen? It's already happening. You just don't know it. And suddenly you wake up in the morning, that's gonna be your choice. Because this whole environment is collapsing. They won't tell you that because they're at war with this biological creation. That's why it says, Quran tells you it's corruption in land and sea, because what they're doing, because they're cancer to it. But if they can come to this, they don't need plants. Remember, they're making fake meat right now. Chemical meat, chemical food. You understand why they're doing this stuff, brothers and sisters? Because they want to get rid of biological creation. They have cyborgs. Because then they can survive. Because they're at war with this creation. All this fuel, they need all this fuel and extra. That stuff is at war with this creation. We had oil in the ground. Tens of thousands of years. We weren't using it that way. You said we couldn't use it? Well, they can't figure out what the Egyptians did right. So if they were so bad, so stupid, how come they can't figure out how they put the pyramids up? We had superior technology. That's another story altogether. You understand, brothers and sisters? They didn't. And slavery was not about freeing you because they love you. They got it because they went from the agriculture age to industrial age. They didn't need you in the fields no more. So they put you in the plants. That's what called plantation. Now they call it factory because you might catch on. So you're still a slave, but now you're a slave in a factory. So what would slavery look like in the Industrial Revolution? So if that's the case, ask what slavery, I talked to a person the other day, about a year or so ago. I was asking an educated person. I said, can you tell me what slavery looked like in the Industrial Revolution? And he caught on, and I saw it looking in his eyes. He never thought it that way. Then he realized he's still a slave. He's just an industrial slave. They call him employee. So what would an AI slave look like? You're looking at it. Total control now. They got more control of you now than they even had in the fields. You spend most of your day working, and your car, everything you got is the person going back and forth to work. You got to pay mortgage, you got to pay rent. Instead of telling you, because before they was giving you food, they were giving you clothes or stuff. Now they make you pay for it, but you got to go work for them to get it. And you ain't got no democracy on your job, do you? You know what the boss tell you to, you get your ass out of there, and you're starving, and you still, man. Remember what Harriet Tubman said? She could have freed more if they knew they were slaves. If they didn't realize they were slaves back there in the fields, how in the hell they realize they're slaves right now? And that's the ultimate. There, you have no control of yourself whatsoever. None. Zero. You think what they want you to think. You do exactly what they tell you to do. No opposition whatsoever. You have no control of yourself no more. They have total control over you. Total. Total. That's where you're going. That's where demons are leading you. But demons don't realize they're going to do that to them too. Because they always did the same thing to the house niggas. They thought, oh man, because they was slave master's children. You saw that movie Django? That guy, Stephen, what his name was, he was probably his brother. His father, probably his same father. So they used them. That's why they use these preachers demons, to keep you on target, keep you on course. See? But they didn't like them no more than they like you. But the point is, that was their children. They was black, and they used them to control you. The preachers, they're all demons. Understand, brothers and sisters? That's your future right there. Or extermination, or a combination of both. Farrakhan, right? He's the chief demon, Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards. Ain't no can't make it up. To keep this on track. I tell you, just listen to that guy. He's a creep. His father's a devil. Now you'll get away from that biological fact that his father's a devil. It means he got to be a devil. You can't change. The seed comes from the male. Okay, I'm gonna close out, Bill. Says I'm on that one point. The DNA is all biological has DNA. All biological life form DNA. It just has some subset. So in other words, if the whole set is A, B, C, D, we can say we got the whole set. Then maybe a fly might just have D. Maybe a lion might have E, F, G. You understand? They got some parts of it. Got the whole thing. But we got the whole thing. The devil may have from A to Y. They don't have Z. You understand? But the original being, they have the whole thing. And then you got the strength of it. It says that one person, he got the full strength of it. And so the thing is, as the universe expands, then we start first taking small parts, take this A out. That's and then we turn it off in ourselves. We still got the whole combination. We turn the A off, right? Because we take. Okay, let me say it this way. You got the whole set A to Z, right? Okay, so what you do is you take the sperm, right, and you turn off. Say A to Z. Say Z is the top, the best, right? So you turn off everything from B to Z. So all is A left. So therefore the being will come and just be A. Because you turn off everything else. It's just A. You turn off all of, because they turn, if you understand, check out DNA and everything else, you could turn the DNA off and on. Because they right now tell you that we got all this DNA, but most of it's turned off. They tell you that, go check it out. Because we got the whole thing. We're A to Z. But from Y to the A is turned off. So we got the whole thing, but everything's turned, so we just got the Z, because we're going to put A out there, we're going to put A and B out there, we're going to A, B, and C, we put just F, and so forth. That's what you see the creation. So in other words, we put that, right? That's what we did. So when the universe starts contracting again, we start turning back on ourselves. And the male is the only one that has the whole thing. The female, they're missing one. So if you're going to say you have A plus, you have Z plus and Z minus, right? Then the male has Z plus and Z minus. The female just might have Z minus. You see, she got the whole up all the way to Z, but you have two sides of it: A minus, Z minus, and A plus, Z plus, and A plus. So she might just have the Z minus, right? And he has Z minus and Z plus, so he had the whole thing. Right? And she'll have the whole thing, but you just don't have the plus side. She's got the negative side. Right? See? So she's equal to us, but she just don't have both sides. But the male has both sides, X and Y. They call it X and Y. Yeah. So the thing is that eventually we turn these things all back on, and then in the end, everything is turned on, and then you have that one being again, like the Quran says, one being is no gender and has all the qualities of the lion, elephant. Why? Because the universe needs all that power and that being to withstand the total power, the force of the universe, because the universe is contracted. That's an immense amount of pressure. The universe is totally contracted. The devil's called the Big Bang. The universe totally, that's the power, the compressions, and you can't imagine. And so they have to turn all that gene on to withstand that pressure. So that one being, he's got all that qualities of bear, the quality of lion, the quality of whale, quality of trees, everything, got all of it to withstand that intense pressure. And then as the universe starts expanding again, and that's a tension state, so he starts letting stuff out. So when he gets to the maximum, then he has to withstand the maximum tension. It means he has to get rid of all the other stuff, right? So it has less tension because you have a rubber band, you start pulling it, right? So the more you eliminate pieces, the better you can withstand that tension. So at the end, all we got is just Z plus, Z minus. Everything else is going. But we still had a whole set. Everything was just turned off. So we could withstand that intense tension that we call the Holocaust. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. So I'm going to tell you about these demons. Farrakhan's chief demons, right? Their whole process is to keep us blind. Because Israel was set up there, right? To take our identity and destroy our image. And demons, I work with them on that because it's just black face stuff and everything else. We're going to stand, brothers and sisters. So right now, where we are right now, I try to explain to you what the dynamics is, right? How false Israel has to make this move. Why they doing what they're doing? Why America's doing what it's doing, right? And we sitting right here blind. The Suleiman's here because National Farmers getting ready to pull a plug. The source. We need Suleiman to give direction. That's the angel. See, you're going to fire up your engines, but you need a... Because when you see false Israel go down, that's the vision people are going to have. They come together, the great army. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. There's conflicting visions, brothers and sisters, here. They want to bring in this metallic. This is totally against the creation. This is destroying the creation. All this oil, all this mechanics, all this stuff, destroying the creation. So they build this here. This can withstand that. Because then you got electrodes. You can make yourself feel good, feel bad. You can make yourself see what ain't there. So in other words, they can see a beautiful world. Right? Electrodes there, even though there's nothing there but a desert. They feel good, press the button, everything else. If they eat it all right, eat artificial meat, artificial food, and everything else. But no, we're gonna bring a biological create. See, we have machines for moving around, transition the universe, right? But the point is, we're gonna bring, because that's the creation we had, but now it's gonna be more beautiful. Biological. That's why they're conflicting visions. They want to do this, and we're gonna clean it up, and bring back a biological creation that's even better than it was before. See? They want to do this. They want to change everything. He wants to survive. That's a human brain inside a mechanical body. So they can live as long as they want to, because the brain doesn't die like the regular body does. It's the body that pulls the brain down. So you got the brain installed. If they can make that connect, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out how can they marry the brain with a mechanical body. Right? They're doing that right now. See, don't you see these things? They take it, okay, you can take and move things around, electrodes in your brain, move your computer around. You can also put mechanical arms and stuff like that. They're working on this. Once they achieve that, right, you can live as long as you want to, because leg go bad, just get a new leg, a new mechanical leg. See, that's what they're working on. And you ain't paying attention. They don't need you anymore. But we're going to bring this in. Now, beautiful women, right? They are heaven. Don't you want your heaven to be empowered? Don't you want heaven to be in control? You got a lot to learn, brothers and sisters, especially brothers. You got a lot to learn. Right? Especially when sisters wake up. Understand? I saw a thing before where it said this lion. Right? The male lion had a bunch of female lions just fighting him and everything else. He was loving every bit of it. I should have showed that picture. He was just biting. He was loving every bit of it. Oh, bunch of them. Because like Elijah Muhammad said, they are heaven. Well, if that's true, and it is, don't you want your heaven to be in control? Because the more control it is, the better your heaven's going to be, ain't it? Think about that one. The more control they have over you, the better your heaven's going to be, ain't it? Assalamu alaikum.